Welcome back to St. John's River Park and Marina here in Jacksonville. And Jillian, you and I were talking about it right before the break. Tennessee playing in the Tax Slayer Bowl, used to be known as the Gator Bowl, and you had a chance to take a trip down memory lane.
I did, and it was so much fun going through all of that video. Actually, it was very similar weather back then, 20 years ago. It was pretty cold, so Tennessee guys felt quite at home in this cold 50s temperatures. And actually, the game wasn't played at Everbank Field. They were playing at the Swamp, if you can imagine.
Yeah.
The Swamp being friendly territory for Tennessee fans. But the field was actually being built at that time, so that just kind of shows you how far back it actually was. But we got to talk to the guy who had a front row seat for the 1994 Gator Bowl. Take a look.
Up on your rubs, hamstring stretch!
20 years ago, it had a different name.
And the University of Tennessee to play Virginia Tech in the annual Outback Steakhouse Gator Bowl.
It was in a different stadium, but it's the same bowl.
Our Gator Bowl in '94 was everything we would have wanted it to be.
He's going to throw. He threw a touchdown pass this year, and he's got another one. Kendrick Jones.
So I go back to that year, and that team is laying the foundation for what we were able to do.
The 1994 Volunteers were coming off of a 31-13 loss to Penn State in the 1994 Citrus Bowl. And they finished the 1994 season 7-4, a disappointment by Tennessee standards.
We had our chances in the first part of the season to be a top 10 team, and we didn't get it done.
Coaches and players talk about how they're disappointed in the way they prepared last year for Penn State. This year we're taking a much more serious approach.
The Vols went into the Gator Bowl with a chip on their shoulder, and it looked like it from the very first drive.
Up the field, it's intercepted. Tyrone Hines, the linebacker's got it, and we have a turnover early in the game.
And as happens in big games, the turnovers were the difference. And I think we had one, and they had three, I believe, three takeaways that we were able to get from them. That ended up being a difference in the ball game.
That and a stellar performance from an up-and-coming freshman quarterback.
Peyton Manning double pumping, got an man open. Marcus Nash, touchdown Tennessee.
Peyton played exceptionally well, and obviously you're beginning to see what that was going to be like to have him as part of your program. He wasn't a freshman anymore at that point in the ball game. You know, at that point it was not whether he was going to be good or not, it was how good is he really going to be.
Manning was 12 of 19 for 189 yards, one touchdown and one interception in the Vols' 45-23 rout of Virginia Tech.
At the end of the season, after the way we started, to get a win like this, it's always great.
You guys got to be something to build on for next year.
Oh, absolutely. It's help out going into recruiting and going into spring practice and get us on a good start, unlike last year.
If only he had known just how much it would help the future of Tennessee football.
That year is one of my favorite years, and I think Butch will probably look back at this year, even though it's been tough, and say it's one of his favorite years, because that team in that particular time laid the foundation for what turned out to be the best era in Tennessee football modern history.